RiRi cries in disbelief after ASAP Rocky's disturbing update. The night was unusually quiet in Los Angeles. The kind of silence that presses against the chest and makes every thought echo louder than it should. Rihanna sat curled up on the oversized couch in the living room, one hand resting protectively over her midsection, the other wrapped tightly around her phone. She had been staring at the screen for nearly 5 minutes, barely blinking, as if the words might rearrange themselves into something less terrifying if she just waited long enough. They didn't. Her phone vibrated again. "Rocky, we need to talk. Tonight." Her heart dropped. "Not can we talk? Not when you're free. Just, we need to talk." Rihanna swallowed hard, her throat suddenly dry. She knew that tone. She had heard it before, years ago, back when life felt less stable, when love felt more fragile, when everything could change in a single conversation. She typed back slowly. "RiRi, what's going on?" 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Then the message came. "Rocky, it's serious." That was when the tears started forming. The update that changed everything. When ASAP Rocky finally walked through the front door, the energy in the room shifted instantly. He looked exhausted, emotionally drained in a way Rihanna hadn't seen in a long time. His usual confident stride was gone. His shoulders were tense, his jaw clenched, his eyes avoiding hers. "Rocky," she whispered, standing up slowly. "You're scaring me." He didn't answer right away. Instead, he dropped his keys on the table, ran both hands through his hair, and let out a long, shaky breath. "I just came from my lawyer," he said quietly. Rihanna froze. Her mind raced through every possible scenario: bad press, legal trouble, business disputes, health scares. Each one worse than the last. "And," she asked, her voice trembling. He finally looked at her then. His eyes were glossy. "They told me there's a strong chance everything we planned, everything we've been building, could be put on hold." Her chest tightened. "What do you mean on hold?" she asked. "Rocky, say it clearly." He hesitated. "There's a possibility," he said slowly, "that I might have to step away from music, touring, even public appearances, for a long time." The words hit her like a punch to the gut. "No," she whispered. "No, that doesn't make sense." He nodded painfully. "I wish it didn't." RiRi breaks down. Rihanna's legs gave out. She collapsed back onto the couch, her hands shaking uncontrollably. "This can't be happening," she said, tears spilling down her cheeks. "We just talked about the future. About everything." Rocky knelt in front of her, reaching for her hands, but she pulled away, not out of anger, but out of shock. "Why didn't you tell me earlier?" she cried. "Because I didn't want to scare you," he said, his voice breaking. "I was hoping it wouldn't come to this." Her sobs grew louder. "All those nights you stayed up late, all those calls you took outside, you were carrying this alone?" she asked. He nodded. "I didn't want you to feel this pain unless I was sure," he said. "But now it's real." Rihanna buried her face in her hands, crying in disbelief. "I can't lose you to this," she sobbed. "I can't." Rocky wrapped his arms around her tightly. "You're not losing me," he said firmly. "Never. But things might change." That was when her tears turned into deep, uncontrollable sobs. Fear, uncertainty, and love on the line. "What if this breaks us?" she whispered through tears. Rocky pulled back just enough to look her in the eyes. "Listen to me," he said. "I don't care what I have to give up. I'm not giving up us." "But you're hurting," she said. "I see it." He nodded slowly. "Yeah. I am." She cupped his face, her hands trembling. "Then let me hurt with you," she said. "Don't shut me out." His eyes filled instantly. "I was scared you'd look at me differently," he admitted. "Scared you'd see me as broken." Rihanna shook her head fiercely. "I see you as human," she said. And I love you. That was the moment Rocky broke down. He buried his face in her shoulder, his body shaking as he cried, quietly, painfully, honestly. A disturbing truth revealed. After a long silence, Rocky finally spoke again. There's something else, he said softly. Her heart sank all over again. What? She asked. They warned me that the pressure, the stress, it could seriously affect my health if I keep pushing like this. Rihanna gasped. No, she said. That's not okay. They said I've been ignoring signs, he continued. Burnout. Anxiety. Sleeplessness. Tears streamed down her face again. So all this time, she whispered, you were falling apart, and I didn't even know. He shook his head. You were the only thing keeping me together. She cried harder than ever then, not just out of fear, but out of love so deep it terrified her. The promise through tears. Rihanna wiped her face and took a deep breath. Then we slow down, she said firmly. We protect you. We protect us. Rocky looked at her, stunned. You'd really be okay with that? He asked. She nodded. I've been on top of the world, she said softly. I know what it costs. Fame isn't worth losing you. He pulled her into a tight embrace. I don't deserve you, he whispered. She smiled through tears. Too bad, she said. You're stuck with me. They stayed like that for a long time, crying, holding each other, afraid of the future but refusing to face it apart. A love stronger than the update. Later that night, as Rihanna rested her head on Rocky's chest, she whispered one last thing. No matter what happens, she said, we face it together. Rocky kissed her forehead gently. Always. And even though the update was disturbing, even though the future felt uncertain, one thing was clear through the tears. Their love wasn't breaking. It was being tested, and holding strong. Broken Heart Red Heart RiRi cries in disbelief after ASAP Rocky's disturbing update. The room was quiet, too quiet. The kind of silence that presses against your ears and makes your heartbeat sound louder than it should. Rihanna stood by the floor-to-ceiling window, the city lights flickering like distant stars, her phone resting in her palm as if it suddenly weighed 100 pounds. She hadn't expected that message. Not tonight. Not after everything they had been planning. Moments earlier, laughter had filled the house, soft music humming in the background, the warm glow of candles reflecting off glass. It was supposed to be an easy evening, a rare pause between commitments, interviews, and the ever-watchful public eye. Then her phone vibrated. One message. One update. And everything shifted. We need to talk. Those 4 words stared back at her. No emojis. No warmth. No explanation. Her chest tightened. RiRi knew that tone, she'd felt it before in her career, in moments when the ground beneath her was about to move. She stepped away from the window, her reflection blurring as tears pooled in her eyes. She typed back immediately. What's wrong? Seconds passed. Then minutes. Each one felt like an hour. Finally, the phone buzzed again. It's serious. Something I didn't think would come back like this. Her breath caught. The disturbing update. When ASAP Rocky finally called, his voice was calm, but strained, like someone carefully holding a cracked glass together. Babe. I just found out some things. Old stuff. Stuff I thought was done. RiRi sank onto the couch, her free hand clutching the fabric as if anchoring herself to reality. What kind of things? She asked, already bracing. There was a pause. A long one. People are digging. Deep. And it's not just rumors anymore. It's getting loud. Her mind raced. Headlines. Cameras. Speculation. The relentless cycle she knew too well. Is this about us? She whispered. Yes, he said softly. And about me? Disbelief turns to tears. RiRi's eyes filled instantly. Not the dramatic kind of crying the public always imagined, but the quiet, stunned tears that slip out when your heart can't process what it's hearing. "You promised me," she said, her voice trembling. "You said we were past surprises. Past ghosts." "I know," Rocky replied, pain unmistakable now. "I swear I didn't see this coming." That's when it hit her, not anger, not fear, but disbelief. The kind that makes your body feel hollow. She pressed her palm to her chest, trying to steady her breathing as tears rolled freely down her cheeks. All the